Every fighter has their kryptonite, man. Every fighter has that one person in the division that I look at personally and be like, you know what? The champion's going to lose to this guy, or the champion's going to struggle a lot with this guy. Some champions, like I'm going to talk about later, like they're very hard to beat. And then there's some champions who just stylistically, I look at this fight for them, I'm like, damn, this is either going to be the hardest fight of your life, one, or you're going to lose. And it might not, some of these fights might not even be close. Like, I'm not even trying to gaslight anyone, bro. Let me put a disclaimer out, bro. I'm not trying to confuse you. I'm not trying to get in your head, but trust me, when you see this, you're going to know what the hell I'm talking about, bro. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the stylistic nightmares for every champ going into 2025. So 2025, they should do one or two things. Just don't fight them. You know, find a way to duck, you know what I'm saying? Some people are doing a great job ducking right now. We're going to get into that later, but, you know, just don't fight these guys, or if you fight them, just be prepared to have the fight of your life, and maybe don't be surprised if you lose, you know? That's what I'm going to get into, so without further ado, let's talk about the stylistic nightmares for every single champion going into 2025. All right, starting off with the flyweight division, we got Kai Kara-France for Pantoja. I feel like Kai Kara-France is just that guy, bro. He's going to be that guy who gives Pantoja the hardest fight for multiple reasons. I want to highlight two of them. First of all, good defensive wrestling. Like, look at the Albazi fight. I think Albazi, went like 1 for 11 or something on takedowns, or 0 for 10. I forgot what he went. I think Albazi's whole game plan is to wrestle, you know what I'm saying? As the fight elongated, Kai Kara-France wrestling still looked top tier. It still showed that he could defend wrestling no matter how long the fight goes. So it's good wrestling. I really want to highlight that first and foremost, because I feel like defensively, if your wrestling's that ability, especially at flyweights, because they're known to scramble, dude. Look at how flyweights scramble, bro. They're fast paced, like 25 minutes straight, or like 15 minutes straight, depending how long the fight is, and they just don't stop. And I feel like Kai Kara-France also has that endurance to like keep up with Pantoja. Pantoja's like a juggernaut. He kind of walks forward, and he's always available to get countered, but no one can really find that shot. But Kai Kara-France, and look at every other flyweight, bro. No one has one punch power. I know it's crazy to even say a flyweight has one punch power, but Kai Kara-France has that power. He slept Cody Garbrandt. Dude, Cody Garbrandt, though, his chin's not even gnarly anymore. I know. He slept Usyk too, bro. He showed his power against Usyk, who people were hyping up, by the way, before that fight. Yeah, dude, Usyk, man, he just catches waves, dude. He's better, man. Like, bro, you guys got me. I can't believe the amount of hype Usyk had. I mean, Usyk's not bad, but it's just like Kai Kara-France is really good. That's my take on it. So when I look at Kai Kara-France's performance against Usyk, I wasn't surprised necessarily. I was surprised how early Kai got it done, but I knew Kai was going to end up catching him. But yeah, and I feel like Pantoja, who wants to kind of overwhelm people with kind of just like his walking forward, and kind of just, he turns everything into a dogfight. And I feel like Kai Kara-France is going to welcome that dogfight. And since he has that power, Pantoja can't just run in with like reckless abandonment, or you're going to risk getting yourself chinned. So yeah, I think Kai Kara-France is going to be the guy who dethrones Pantoja if they fight. And if he beats Kai Kara-France, I'm going to say this, Pantoja is not only the flyweight GOAT. Yeah, sorry, DJ. You're already you bad, man. But Pantoja at this point has the better resume. He has the better a lot of things. So I must have to say, like, I'll give Pantoja the flyweight GOAT crown if he gets through Kai Kara-France. Kai Kara-France is next. People try to say, oh, this guy should be next. This guy should be next. But truth of the matter is, looking at the ranking, he pretty much beat everyone. I'm pretty sure, including Kai Kara-France himself. But like, eventually, Kai Kara-France actually showed and Kai Kara-France is not on like a one. People try to make it seem like he's not on some kind of absurd streak. He didn't lose Albazi. All right, he was beating up Moreno before the body kick. Kai Kara-France is overly slept on. So I feel like he should be acknowledged, and he should be the next guy. He probably is the guy overall to beat Pantoja. So I'm going to go flyweight. I'm going to go Kai Kara-France for sure. Now, we're on to bantamweight weight class. And this one should be a no-brainer, man. Umar Nurmagomedov, bro. And Merab, if he gets through this test the way he gets through every other test, something's wrong with Merab. Like, he's abnormally good. Like, I'm talking Hamzat level, like ahead of his peers. But because Merab goes in there and kind of beats everyone the same way. Like, just his style doesn't change. But I feel like if he's going to have to make an adjustment, if any fight, it's going to be this fight. I don't think he could just go in there and try to wrestle max Umar, who's been wrestling his whole life and who has really good striking. So I feel like Umar's high-level wrestling is going to be a problem for Merab, because Merab hasn't went in there with someone who could wrestle high-level with Umar, in my opinion. Not even my opinion. I mean, people are going to say Cejudo's an Olympic wrestler. Yeah, 37-year-old Cejudo is not a bad wrestler. He doesn't wrestle he didn't like really wrestle his whole career, but he has the ability to wrestle. But I think Umar, just a younger 26, 27, he's a young guy. He's still agile. He moves well. His striking too, bro. If the wrestling cancels out and we see a Usman Colby Covington moment, I feel like Umar's going to put a clinic on him. He's going to catch it. And his kicks, specifically, his kicks are like one of his best weapons. Like, he has a really good understanding of how far his kicks can go. Him and his brother, Usman too, in Bellator. But like, I feel like Umar just understands distance management really well, and he showed impressive cardio against Corey Sandhagen, who he 50-45. And I know people are like, oh, Corey sucks at wrestling. No, he doesn't. Like, he took down Corey. Him and Corey would have these weird exchanges where, and like, Umar would end up taking Corey's back, and then like just have him like have his like partially have it was weird, but like he did at the end of every round. So like, Umar understands how to steal rounds. Like, if it's competitive on the feet, he'll cinch in a takedown, something like that. So Umar, like Merab is gonna be, it's gonna be a long night for him, I think, because I feel like he's not gonna be used to he's always used to being the hammer, dude, like hammering down. This guy Umar think he's on my level. I'm gonna hug him. He's gonna try to hug him for 25 minutes straight, but I just don't think it's gonna be possible for Umar to get hugged against the fence, bro. Do you guys know how much Umar probably trains wrestling? Like having Habib in his camp and Islam and all these guys, bro. There's no he's not gonna just be complacent and held onto a cage for 25 minutes like people like Jan could happen to, and all these other guys. So I think Umar's going to be Merab's hardest fight, hands down, first of all. But I also think like this is just a stylistic nightmare for Merab. Merab beats every other bantamweight pretty easily, in my opinion. So yeah, that's my opinion. Fareed Basharat, though, rather be careful, yo. This guy dangerous too. But I do think overall, stylistic nightmare for Merab has to be Umar Nurmagomedov. All right, now we're on to featherweight division. And this is going to surprise people, but it really shouldn't, because when I explain this, you're going to know exactly what I mean. It's Aljamain Sterling. Like, stylistically, I know people like, but Ilya just knocked out Volk, dude, and just knocked out Max Holloway, so therefore he's going to knock out Aljo. That's not how it works. Ilya is really good at finding his timing, like the longer you stay on the feet with him. If you're just going to try to strike with him the whole fight, he's going to find your pattern, and then he's going to get you out in the second, third round, etc. However, Aljamain Sterling, first of all, his great offensive wrestling is going to be a big part, because Aljo can't stand. Like, people act like Aljo can't stand. If Aljo wants to, he could come forward. He does that stupid kicking thing. I'm saying stupid, but it's actually very effective. He has good pressure tactics. He knows how to pressure with kicks, back you up to cage, and then switch levels. And against Movsar, I was very impressed, because I was wondering, like, is Aljo's wrestling or strength just a thing at, like, 135? But no, his strength, for some reason, his strength transferred so well. Like, he was lifting up Movsar, out-muscling Movsar in a lot of exchanges. So I think he's the best grappler in the division, period, first and foremost. So he has great offensive wrestling, and Ilya gonna try to find his timing on Aljo, but the problem with this is he's gonna try to find the timing, and right when he thinks, okay, I have it, goes in for a blitz, double leg, shoot, takedowns, Aljo scores. And I've noticed with the Aljo Movsar situation, when Aljo had Movsar down, Movsar would kind of like, he's a good wrestler too, but most of the things he powered out of with brute strength. And I look at Movsar's physique, that dude looks strong. I feel like Movsar's stronger than Ilya, so I feel like if Ilya's in these uncomfortable positions, he can't just power out of Aljo's like grip and backpack and shit. So I feel like Aljo's gonna be able to backpack max him, bro. Like Dora the Explorer backpack, like that. That's the type of backpack max I'm gonna see in this fight if they happen. I feel like. So I think Ilya should try to. At this point, it's like he's probably never gonna fight Aljo, and it's probably gonna be Movsar. I think Movsar has a harder chance of beating Ilya than Aljo does, just because Aljo has that backpack max, bro. Backpack maxing is tough to like get out of that situation unless you're really strong, and I don't know how strong Ilya is, but Movsar doesn't really backpack much people compared to Aljo, so I think Movsar would have to take more risk on the feet compared to how Aljo would be, because Aljo would probably have the backpack and secure the round like he did against Jan and all these other guys. So I just think stylistically this will be a very hard fight for Ilya, and if anyone can beat him in the featherweight division, it's Aljo, not even Movsar. Aljo has the best chance stylistically of beating Ilya Taporia 100%. No one can convince me otherwise. I'm telling you, brother. Like, it's just that Ilya is just, he wouldn't have the brute strength to get out of some of Aljo's exchanges. Aljo might go for a Batista bomb, man. We've seen him do it against Cater. We've seen him attempt it against Movsar, but Movsar's base is a little too strong. I don't know how strong Ilya is. Apparently he walks around at 190. Yeah, dude. Nah, he doesn't walk around at 190. Like, I think his coach just said there's a point he weighed 190, so it was a little bit shocking, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. I really feel like Aljo's a real bad man. You get me, bro. You'll lift him up, slam him on his head, and he'll probably take the win. I think he would. That's a hot take, I understand. But after hearing this, I hope you understand where I'm coming from. Like, yeah, Ilya can knock out all these strikers. If you're a striker going in there trying to outstrike Ilya, good luck, brother. Let me know how that goes. But you got to mix it up. You got to show him something different, because he's used to beating everyone who just stands up and tries to trade with him. He has the scariest power in the UFC. So mix it up like Aljo and backpack that man. But yeah, featherweight, 100% Aljamain Sterling. Moving on. Lightweight division. Of course, this one's obvious, though. And I'll be real, no one beats Islam, brother. Let's be real, brother, you know. He deserved this, brother. Number one, my friend. Number one. No one beats him in the division. Arman Tsarukyan is just like a milk-down version of Islam Makhachev. I said this before. He's nothing but Islam if Islam was slightly worse at everything he did. If Islam was just a worse wrestler with worse striking, with a worse hairline, with a worse physique, it'd be Arman Tsarukyan. Like, I look at Arman, like, he has high-level wrestling, and he's improved striking. Since the first time they fought, he definitely improved striking. But he hasn't really outstruck anyone who's crazy talented so far. Like, yeah, he outstruck Charles. Charles is not hard to hit. And he's one of the few people who couldn't hurt Charles on the feet. Wash Chandler hurt Charles. Islam, of course, hurt Charles. Dustin hurt Charles. Justin hurt Charles. Everyone hurts Charles on the feet. But Arman really didn't, because he just doesn't carry that much power. And Arman did knock out Dariush after Charles knocked him out. But, brother, Dariush chin, brother, we have to check this moment, brother, you know. So, yeah. But I'll be real. Out of everyone, if Arman could go in there and just try to wrestle, even though Islam's a better wrestler, he could try to make it look competitive. Because the first fight looked competitive and close, even though it was a clear winner that Islam won. He could do the same thing here where like he makes it competitive by wrestling, but every time he's on the feet, Islam's probably going to be out striking him. But I just feel like stylistically, this is the hardest it gets for Islam. There's a point in time I used to say Justin Gaethje stylistically was because those low kicks, but you know, I just the way Justin Gaethje looks now, brother, no, brother, this is not what I think, brother. So it's definitely Arman Sarukian. If anyone says otherwise, brother, they just hate Arman. But I like, you know, Arman's a future champion, just not when this guy's alive or breathing. And if Usman Nurmagomedov never transitions, I think Arman Sarukian will be the next best guy up. So stylistically, it'll be his hardest fight, but like that doesn't mean he can't make it look easy. I wouldn't be surprised if Islam just negates the wrestling, tries to strike with him, and shows him the levels of Russia, brother, you know, Dagestan. So yeah, lightweight is definitely Arman Sarukian for Islam Makhachev. Moving on to the welterweight in the hardest fight for Belal Muhammad. It's Kamaru Usman, man. It is, bro. Don't even say, oh, dude, Kenny, you're being biased, dude. I'll be real, chat. Look at Shavkat, Ian Gary, all these guys, Leon Edwards. They can't beat Belal. I love Shavkat. I like Ian Gary. He's kind of cool sometimes, but they just can't beat Belal. Like how he fights, his endurance, his pace, his wrestling, how he weaponizes his advantages. No one could keep up with him except for Kamaru Usman. I think Kamaru will be able to match his pace and endurance. All right. Kind of how Belal be winning fights is how Usman was winning fights in his reign. You know, it was just like they're very similar in their pace and endurance and their wrestling. I think their wrestling's fairly even. I don't know who I'd give the wrestling advantage to. I've seen Usman, you know, wrestle with Hamza in a weight class above. I know Hamza. I think you guys know how I feel about Hamza, brother. No, best wrestler in the UFC, 100%, brother. And then Usman was stuffing his takedowns. The first round was crazy for him, of course, like it is for everyone. But after that, he was stuffing takedowns, forcing him to stand. He was putting the beats on Hamza like Dr. Dre, you know. So yeah, this is gonna be an interesting fight, and it's gonna come down to the striking for me, because I feel like a lot of times they might be forced to strike. Their striking is pretty similar. I think Belal does a good job of landing a little bit more volume, but I feel like the power advantage and maybe even the boxing advantage. The boxing is close, you know, but I think Usman's like really good at spitting down his mouthpiece and scrapping. Like the way he was doing it with Hamza, like you see in the prime Usman against Kobe, like he would bite down his mouthpiece, eat Kobe shots just to give one back. Jorge Masvidal, one of the best strikers, Usman slept them, you know what I'm saying? All right, now I'm just reminiscing, I know, but like my point is, like, I think the power could be a significant staple. I've seen Belal struggle with power in Jeff Neal, you know what I'm saying? And I do think Usman has one of the best powers in welterweight. So stylistically, it's just a really hard fight for Belal. As for, you know, Usman, they're going to say, yeah, dude, Usman's old now, dude. Usman's old. He's not Cowabunga anymore. Sure, say what you want, bro. He's already a bad man. Look at the Hamza fight. I know that was last year now, but you know, you can't say he's not like a horrible and wash just because he's on a 3-fight skid. When the 3-fight skid, he was destroying Leon to get head kicked. The second fight, Leon cheated, barely won. And then the third fight, 10 days notice on Hamza, did really well. A full camp, Usman is 100% going to give Belal, my brother, a very hard fight. But it's going to be a competitive fight nonetheless because they just match each other really well. But stylistically, he might be the only one to beat him or give him some significant problems. So I'm definitely going to go Kamaru Usman for welterweight. Moving on to the middleweight division and Dricus du Plessis. I think everyone knows where I'm going with this. Brother, you know, Hamza Chimaev, brother, you know, dangerous guy, brother, you know, very good, brother. Look how scary this dude looks, bro. He's just a menace, man. And like, what Dricus is really good at, guys, that I've noticed is like, he's the strong one. Like, Dricus is usually the bully there. The way he took down Whitaker with that stupid, ugly headlock, it was just because he's strong as fuck, and he was able to just grab his head and take him down. You know, I feel like Dricus always has a strength advantage. This is going to be the first time he goes into someone in a fight and doesn't have the strength advantage. I think Hamza's going to be stronger than Dricus, which takes away everything about Dricus wrestling. His wrestling is literally based on how strong he is. He doesn't really have great entries. He doesn't really like do something great with the great trips. He's just really strong. Like the way he dragged down Izzy when he had him rocked, it was just he put all the weight on him and just dragged him down. And then the speed of Hamza's entries. I said speed of entries because Hamza shoots takedowns so fast that like Dricus' head's not going to be able to even compute when he gets shaken. Like he'd be like, what? He's on my legs? He's not going to know when Hamza shoots on him because Hamza's so weirdly fast at that size for shooting takedowns. And then just superior grappling in general. Like, I think this fight ends in the first round, chat, because like I've seen Dricus on the ground with like Darren Till just looking kind of goofy, you know, like Derek Brunson controlling him for like 2-3 minutes. Derek Brunson, like, brother, these guys could wrestle, yeah, but like they're just not Hamza, you know? And like his inability to hold down like Izzy and Strickland are good at getting up, but like Dricus' wrestling is going to get exposed here. I know people think Dricus is a really good wrestler, but he's really not that good. I think his his strengths are literally his strength. His strengths are his strength. Like, he's good at wrestling and grappling because he's so strong, but he's gonna be giving up the strength advantage, the hairline advantage, the physique advantage, the aura advantage. It's gonna be a long night. I love Dricus and I love Hamza, so this is just a dead honest take. It'd be cool if Dricus somehow like musters that first round and then finds a way. Bro, listen, if he gets out the first round, I think he can win, because Dricus, when it becomes an ugly dogfight, Dricus is not gonna lose to anyone, in my opinion. But I just don't see it getting out the first round. I think Hamza goes in there and milks him like a cow, brother, like a little udder on a cow. But moving on from middleweight, let's go into light heavyweight and Alex Pereira. I wonder who's the hardest stylistic matchup for Alex Pereira. Oh shit, I forgot about Ankalaev. Isn't that the guy who's been #1 contender for like 9 years now? Never got a shot. Nah. Yeah, he is the hardest stylistic fight for multiple reasons. One of those reasons being that like light heavyweights kind of not even like, they're not that good. I've noticed that like light heavyweight division, who these guys, brother, they're not talented to me. Ankalaev has superior boxing. Like, superior. His boxing's so much better than Pereira. And of course the wrestling advantage, you got to throw that in. The way like Jan Blachowicz had him really compromised by taking away his legs, and then he still was getting taken down, that was crazy to me. Like, he had Ankalaev in his most vulnerable moments, and Ankalaev's like, okay, let's wrestle. And Jan's like pretty strong in the wrestling department. He's not a great wrestler, but he's like physically strong, and it's like hard to wrestle with Jan. But Ankalaev made it look really easy. And then I said this part, I'm gonna explain it. Ankalaev's best weapon is Pereira's biggest weakness. Ankalaev's best weapon is his straight punches. Pereira's biggest weakness is evading and not getting hit by straight punches. Look at the Khalil fight. All those straight punches bled right through his face because his hands are so low and he relies on head movement. But like, when he doesn't see the speed of the straight punches, they always catch him. Izzy rocked him every single fight in their career from straight punches, 1-2 specifically. Like, he just sucks at defending against straight punches. Ankalaev's best weapon is his straight punches and his speed, and then he has a wrestling advantage. Alex Pereira has no chance of beating Ankalaev. It's not possible, bro. It's not possible. Dude, Kenny, bro, how could you? I mean, of course everyone has puncher's chance. Let me just take that back a little. I'm going to backtrack a little bit, but like, come on, brother. I'll be real. I can't wait for this fight because I like the delusional fans who just think Alex Pereira is some kind of he's an unbeatable being. Wait till Ankalaev makes it look very easy, and then I feel like you'll be very surprised. So I definitely think Ankalaev's going to go in there and smoke Alex Pereira. And it's not Alex Pereira's fault. It's just he's so used to going against stylistic strikers. Never went against a well-rounded fighter in his life. You know what I'm saying? Like, all kickboxers, I feel like, dude. And he's going to get exposed once he goes against someone with the longest unbeaten streak in his division, with the third most knockouts in light heavyweight history, and the best hairline there, bro. Ankalaev's gonna take care of him like a yo bad man, you get me, bro. But yeah, I got Ankalaev as a hardest stylistic matchup. And last but not least, heavyweight and John Jones. This is gonna surprise you unless you know Kenny Okoye. All right, it is Jailton Almeida, bro. And Jailton Almeida is Hamza of the heavyweights. I put that. He's a Hamza of the heavyweights in the sense that his grappling is way better than every heavyweight on the planet, including John Jones. John Jones can't. People forget that like Curtis Blades is supposed to be John Jones' kryptonite. People used to be like, Curtis Blades because he could wrestle, bro. All these other heavyweights can't wrestle. It's not Aspinall, chat, because unlike Aspinall, I've seen Jailton Almeida go 5 rounds. Unlike Aspinall, he went 5 rounds with Derek Lewis and controlled him for 22 out of the 25 minutes in a 5-round fight. So he showed me that fight that he could wrestle and still control someone for nearly 25 minutes in a 25-minute fight. It's crazy. And then the strength advantage. Like, Jones is older, chat. Like, he might be stronger than Stipe and some of these other guys, but he won't be. Look how big Jailton Almeida is. Like, he used to fight at light heavyweight, which surprises me. This guy's cut, he's ripped, he's huge. I just think he's gonna have the significant strength advantage over Jones too, and he's gonna maul Jones. It's gonna be like, people are gonna be like, how is this happening? It's because the strength advantage. It's because the wrestling ability. It's because he's so much better at grappling than 99% of the world, and no one knows it. He's a Hamza, bro. Trust me, when he becomes champion, you guys are gonna remember when I'm saying this. It's not gonna be Tom Aspinall, chat, because the truth of the matter is, if John Jones takes down Aspinall in the first round, and then like all of a sudden Aspinall can't use that explosive movement because he's all tired, he's like laboring, he's plobbing and clobbing around the ring, that's when that fight's over. Like that, like Jones could really expose the gas tank, because like I said, he's only been 2 rounds, and he's been 2 rounds with Arlovsky. Like, brother, if you can't finish Arlovsky in 1 round, I doubt you're gonna finish Jones. You know, I just think Jones will expose Aspinall when the time comes, but it's harder to dispose someone like Jailton Almeida because he has a 100% finish rate outside of that Derek Lewis fight, but the Derek Lewis fight did show that he can wrestle for 25 minutes straight. And Jones is a little bit older. Prime Jones would probably be able to wrestle with Jailton Almeida, but not this current Jones. I do not think so. He did have a great sweep against old man Stipe, but Stipe is not Jailton Almeida. So I think Jailton Almeida is one of the best fighters in the world. The Curtis Blades fight was a fraud, not a fraud check, brother. Definitely not a fraud check. It was a fluke. All right, a fluke check. I'm gonna start throwing around the word fluke check. That was a fluke check, just to check if it was possible to fluke him. It's like Islam Makhachev got fluke check. Remember when Pantoja knocked out Islam Makhachev? That was a fluke check. Like, it showed if you're possible to lose by a fluke. I do think Jailton Almeida can lose by fluke, like Islam can lose by fluke. But overall, stylistically, brother, nobody, brother, can beat Jailton Almeida anymore starting today, all right? So these are the hardest stylistic matchups. Let me know if I cooked. I think I did the right thing, you know? I think I've made the right choices. Some of these might surprise you. Let me know what you think down below. That's it for me, and God bless. 2, 3, 4.